To paraphrase the great scholar Vin Diesel, there's nothing more powerful than family. As powerful as some superhero teams can be, sometimes being more than friends and forming a familial bond can make them closer and even stronger.
Welcome to Top 10 Nerd. Today we will be looking at the top 10 most powerful superhero families. Some of the families featured are related by blood and some are of the found family variety, but all of them are extremely powerful. So let's dive in.
Number 10. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This family of teenage turtles who were taught martial arts by a giant rat don't get featured on our lists nearly enough, so we figured now was as good a time as any to give the heroes in a half shell a shout out. I could explain their deal, but there's no way I could explain it better than Chuck Lorre did in the following poem. Here we go, it's the Lean Green Ninja Team. On the scene, cool teens doing ninja things. So extreme. Out the sewer like laser beams. Get rocked with the shell-shocked pizza kings. Can't stop these radical dudes. The secret of the ooze made the chosen few emerge from the shadows to make their moves. The good guys win and the bad guys lose. Leonardo's the leader in blue. Does anything it takes to get his ninjas through. Donatello is a fellow, has a way with machines. Raphael has the most attitude on the team. Michelangelo, he's one of a kind and you'd know just where to find him when it's party time. Master Splinter taught them every single skill they need to be one lean, mean, green, incredible team. Number 9. The Bat Family. When Batman set out on his mission to end crime and injustice in Gotham, he thought he would be doing it with only the help of his faithful butler, Alfred. In light of this, it is heartwarming to see the massive found family that Bruce has made for himself over the years, comprised of sidekicks he has trained to be some of the most powerful crime fighters on the planet, some of whom have stayed with Batman, and some of whom have gone off on their own to try and have a positive impact on the world in their own ways. There is Dick Grayson, the original Robin, who grew up to become the hero Nightwing, Jason Todd, who was Robin and then the anti-hero Red Hood, Barbara Gordon, the original Batgirl and Oracle, Tim Drake, the third Robin, who renamed himself after a fast food restaurant, as well as Bruce's son Damian, and other heroes such as Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain, Batwoman, and The Signal. Over the last decade, the Bat family has grown to a rather large size, with other heroes coming and going, but their expert combat and detective skills make them a powerful unit that will only grow stronger as the young members grow older and more members inevitably join.
Number 8. Wolverine Family. I love the Wolverine family, probably also just because I really love Wolverine. His family life is also one of the most complex and intriguing out there. There's a lot of trauma and combativeness, straight up villainy and aggression as well in their dynamic, but at the end of the day, these are people who have found a way to overcome all of that and come together. I especially love how this was highlighted in the X Deaths and 10 Lives Wolverine series. Here we learn that one of Wolverine's worst fears has come true in a possibly alternate future. There he had to actually kill all of his own family members, being the only one to really survive, and really only going on to survive in the hopes of preventing the future from coming to pass, to save his kids, his family, and of course, everyone else besides.
Number 7. The Shazam Family. When the wizard Shazam chose Billy Batson to be his new champion, he imbued the young boy with magical powers that granted him the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. With these powers, Billy became the hero known as Shazam and began fighting crime. It was not long before Billy discovered that he could share his powers with the other children in his foster family, Freddie, Mary, Pedro, Eugene, and Darla, thus creating his own super team. While this family is undeniably powerful, the limits of the spell that enchanted them makes them split Billy's powers between them. So, every time they team up, rather than being a team of 6 powerful heroes, they are merely 6 people evenly dividing the powers of one extremely powerful hero. So technically, the more family members they add to the team, the weaker each hero becomes. While this does force them to work together to compensate for this weakness, it does drive them near the bottom of this list along with the inexperience their young age gives them compared to our other featured families.
Number 6. The Hulk Family. The Hulk family has to be on this list because after all, they are the strongest there is. Hulk has a pretty big family too, full of other friends, family, lovers, and exes who often tend to have their own Hulk personas, whether it's Bruce's cousin, She-Hulk, or his one-time father-in-law and enemy, Red Hulk. Not all Hulks who are a part of the family tree have a persona either. There are also Hulks like Scar, who is actually a Hulk 100% of the time. We've seen glimpses into alternate realities as well, where Hulk actually proved to be strong enough to destroy entire worlds and universes within the multiverse. So yeah, there is everyone else, and then there are the Hulks, who seem to operate on their own level when it comes to power and a capacity for destruction. Number 5. The Flash Family. One of my all-time favorite families, and one of the ones I definitely think is the most powerful, has to be the Flash Family. I just think speedsters in general are some of the most powerful superheroes out there because their superpower seems almost unstoppable if you fully utilized it. Super speed not just gives you enhanced strength and usually comes with enhanced durability, but it also means you have powers similar to teleportation and time manipulation, and you can also use your super speed potentially to read and think super fast. And then there's also time travel. Basically, speedsters can be just big geniuses who can do everything with their muscles. It's crazy. With the Flash family, a lot of people are related, including Barry Allen and Wally West, who are uncle and nephew respectively through Barry's wife Iris.
Number 4. The Fantastic Four. As if we could do a video about superhero families and not talk about Marvel's first family. After being exposed to cosmic rays, Reed Richards, his partner Sue Storm, her brother Johnny, and their friend Ben Grimm were granted bizarre powers and became the Fantastic Four. Each of them is formidable on their own, with Reed having the power to stretch his body in amazing ways while still being the smartest man on the planet, constantly inventing incredible new creations to help on their adventures. Sue can turn invisible and make powerful psionic force fields, while Johnny is able to flame on, setting himself ablaze with extremely hot fires that he can control and even use to fly. Rounding out the team is the Thing, whose rocky form has given him superhuman strength and durability, giving him the ability to go toe-to-toe with some of the most powerful heroes and villains in the Marvel Universe. When working together, the Fantastic Four are an undeniably powerful team who travel together through alternate dimensions, space, and time to make new scientific discoveries and to keep the world safe from any threats they encounter.
Number 3. Summers Family. The Summers are known for being powerhouses, especially from a genetic standpoint. In this case, we are talking about a lot of psionic power due to the offspring of Scott Summers and Jean Grey. We're also talking about a lot of power coming from Scott's side of the family, though primarily with him and his two brothers being powerful in the realm of explosive energy bursts. Vulcan's powers, Scott's youngest brother, seem to be almost limitless when it comes to the amount of energy he can absorb and manipulate. Alex, aka Havoc, my favorite Summers brother I think, also has a ton of power, and both he and Scott have also been attached to another powerhouse that people sometimes underestimate, Madeline Pryor. Maddie is known not just for being a powerful psionic, but also for her knowledge and skills with magic. In fact, recently she was also made the ruler of Limbo, replacing magic. Number 2. The New Gods of New Genesis. The New Gods are a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to their family tree in terms of them being heroes versus villains. There are some prominent supervillains among them, such as Darkseid, Steppenwolf, Granny Goodness, and Grail, but opposing that there are also tons of forces for good. And the good ones of course tend to be really good, such as Mr. Miracle, Highfather, Orion, and of course Scott Free's wife Big Barda. These more heroic new gods tend to hail from New Genesis, which is why we're focusing on that side, and be attached to the royal family there, that of Highfather Isaiah. Orion himself is extremely powerful, getting his power directly from the source, which ties back to the creation of all things being an aspect of the presence, which is believed to be the ultimate creator of all things in DC Comics, possibly even beyond that. Orion is not the genetic offspring of Highfather, but he was adopted by him as part of a treaty of peace with Apocalypse and obviously with his genetic father, Darkseid.
Number 1. The Superman Family. In the DC universe, it is almost taken for granted that Superman is the most powerful superhero. He has all the best powers with super strength, speed, flight, invulnerability, and X-ray vision, just to name a few. Superman on his own could take out most superhero teams, but the fact that he has an entire family to help him out shoots his family to the top of the list. His cousin, Supergirl, his clone, Connor, and his son, John, all have the same powers as him, making it already a formidable team. Add to that the found family members like Steel and Superwoman, and most teams would turn tail and run. Speaking of tails, this super family also has an extensive roster of super pets to help them out, with Crypto the dog, Streaky the cat, Comet the super horse, and Beppo the super monkey all being valuable members of the team. All in all, when working together, the super family is a nearly unstoppable force, and that force is even more powerful if you are going off of the pre-crisis continuity power levels.
And that's all the time we have for today. Some superhero families really pack a punch, huh?
Indeed they do. Andrew says goodbye.
That's basically that, so you stay nerdy and Amanda says goodbye too. Bye!